Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee. You guys, I'm in a new spot. I know it doesn't look familiar, but I am actually at my stylist's beautiful hair salon today. I have the beautiful Sheleen Williams here with me.
Hi.
She has been my hairstylist for, we just talked about this. I think it's been 18 years.
Maybe even a tiny bit longer. Well, I've been married for 23 years, and you met me before.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a long time. And when I tell you that, like, I attribute Sheleen to, like, changing my life. And I don't know if you other women out there can understand this, but she's the one who gave me hair extensions, and that changed my life. Yeah. It really did. Like, it shifted, like, my confidence, because I've always struggled with thin hair. Yeah. I never could grow my hair past, like, my shoulder. And I thought only celebrities could get extensions.
Right. That is true. That's how it used to be.
Yeah. And honestly, in my memory, you were the only person in the area at the time that was regularly doing hair extensions.
Yeah. A lot of people had stopped doing hair extensions because there was this huge hype about them damaging your hair and all these things. And I went through that probably 10 years earlier and had found methods that were safe, because back in the day we would do hair extensions and, like, it was a nightmare. Nightmare.
For sure.
And everybody stopped doing them, including myself. And then I just went on this quest to find something that wouldn't damage hair.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of one of the, I was one of few that were doing hair extensions because everybody was afraid.
When people would find out that I had hair extensions, they'd be like, did you go to LA?
Yeah.
But I remember being at your salon and people would fly in to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it was a really cool thing. It was not common. It was also at a time when it was so uncommon that it was also still a little, like, a dirty little secret.
Yeah, you didn't tell.
You didn't tell
anybody, which sucked, because for me, I mean, I got super busy because I had a huge clientele already, so I would just be able to talk to them about it and get them excited, but they didn't want anybody to know.
Right.
And it sucked. So for years, the kind of work that I do it's actually very secret, but now I love that everybody's so open about it.
Oh yeah. Now it's funny because I just recently got my hair extension. This is new hair here. I get new hair every few years, and I did a TikTok video, and I did an Instagram video also, and so many people were like, I didn't know you had hair extensions. I was like, oh, I'm totally open about my hair extensions, but
it's your hair. You don't even think about it after a while,
but
right?
I bought it. It's mine.
Same.
No, but it's not. I've never been someone that was, like, super secretive about it. I mean, I'm not really a super secretive person. But I was surprised at how many people didn't know I had hair extensions. I'm like, really? You really thought nobody has hair like this? Listen, if you're questioning it, it's extensions.
Yeah, exactly.
For the most part, is extensions.
Unless you're 12, 15.
Yeah, right. And I've always had just very thin hair. So I did it for length. I did it for thickness. I did it for all the things. I just wanted, like, to
Good
feel
hair.
Yeah, like, I don't know, but we were talking about this the other day when I was getting my new hair in, and it's a part of me.
Yeah.
It's like my identity, my hair.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And it's so, like, on that topic, which is why I wanted to really do this for you guys today, because Sheleen has always been, and by the way, the name of her salon is A Visionary Salon. It could not be a more perfect name. I've always said that, because you are a visionary in hair.
Always have.
You always are on the latest and greatest. You're someone I trust. You've talked me off many a ledge of doing all the things that I want to do. I'm like, Sheleen, I really want to do this hair.
Gosh.
It's so cool. You're like, you'll be bald in a year. You know?
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, but I could get it free. I don't care. You're going to be bald. You're going to be crying at my doorstep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You know, it's kind of like I put you in there with my filler lady. She'll never let me get crazy with filler, because you find people that you trust, and then they're not always going to tell you the things you want to hear.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this today is because I feel like you're such a visionary that there's things that you do that people don't know. They don't know. I was like, Sheleen, people don't know that these things are an option. They don't know.
It's true.
It's because people don't talk about it. there's not many people doing it or people in our area definitely, and people who get it and find it, they don't talk about it because they're private about their hair.
It's embarrassing for a lot of people.
Yeah, and so you are the one. Listen, you stand up here on me.
Yeah,
and so you're the one who will be like, Janine, your hair, it's getting thinner. We got to address it. I know you don't want to address it. Been many a times where I've
straight up told me like, okay, I know you've got all these things that can help my hair be thicker, but I'm just not in that frame of mind right now, and I don't really want to talk about it. And so I was like,
I've literally told her that before, you guys.
I just didn't say anything.
I'll be like, listen, I know I'm going bald, okay? I know. And you know what? It's funny because there will be people out there, they'll be like, well, it's because you've been doing extensions for 18 years.
No.
Guess what, guys? My extensions aren't right here.
Yeah. And the sides don't get thinner.
My extensions aren't like this opening that I have right here, this literal bald spot. I've never had an extension there.
Never.
So why is that bald? It's because I have genetic disposition to have very thin hair. I have a form of alopecia. My mom had it as well. I don't have a lot of body hair. I'm just more susceptible. It's only going to get worse. But you would point it out to me every once in a while, as you should, because I don't look at myself up here, and you could see when things were changing.
Yeah.
Funny
I'd watch
thing
her on her podcast or, wherever she's doing a TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
And I would just be like,
yep.
I'd want to text her and be all, girl, I need to like,
I remember.
the top of your head.
Do you know when the first time you did was actually, it was years ago I was doing a photo shoot for KJ Couture when I worked at KJ Couture, and you're like, girl, your hair looks beautiful, but we have to do something about the thinning, because it was really bad. It was actually worse then than it was now.
And your part was looking wider to me.
It was
and I
wide.
was just like, I got something for that. Mm-hmm. And it could have been a quick fix, or it could have been something more intense. Like I have all the things. I have like the instant gratification things, and I've got the stuff that takes a little bit more time and a little bit more expensive, but it's like more, permanent, helping your hair grow back. But yeah. And she was so busy at this time. I mean, just like doing so many things that she was like, dude, I just don't have the bandwidth right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm cool. But the one time I was like, I'm sorry, I got to say something.
And if I can find it, you guys, I'm going to put the picture up on the screen. If you're listening, this is also going to be a YouTube video, because we're going to show you, we're going to have some visuals in this episode. So you might want to head over to YouTube and check it out. But I have the actual picture from the photo shoot. And it was my part was literally like a whole inch.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It wasn't that wide, but it had that appearance.
It had that appearance.
The nude.
Yeah.
Remember?
And you could
the
see,
nude, and she looked phenomenal. But all I could look at was the top of her head and going, I gotta change that. Like I don't want her on film and having it look like that, because she's too beautiful. She, it's not going with the rest of her image. And, I was like, it's a quick fix,
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'll be honest. With me, it's kind of like there's a few things you can do. And Sheleen offers a few different things to do for your hair. And I would like to say that I'm on a journey.
Yeah.
I'm on a journey to prevent further hair loss. I'm not also like thinking I'm ever going to have this like thick, like luxurious hair, because genetics are at play. Yeah. But I'm on a journey. But my issue is always, I like the instant gratification. Okay. I like to walk out of my lip filler place with a little plump lips. Yeah. I don't like when I go to Botox and I have to wait 5 days for it to kick in.
I know.
Okay. So so hair loss stuff is, a lot of it is a journey, and it does take time to
it's like
see the results.
Paint dry, watching your hair grow. It's tough.
Right. So I'm on a journey, and I'm starting to do the things that Sheleen recommends. I'm using specific products, and we'll get into that. But she has this service, you guys, that helps with the instant gratification. Yeah. And that's what I really want to talk about today, because I just got it done. And it's insane. And I've never heard of it. I've never seen anyone talk about it. You literally are the only person I've ever heard of this from. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people today that are going to be shocked by it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you did on me today?
I did something called Microlinks, and it's a strand by strand hair thickening top of the head solution that it will thicken your hair, and it's literally invisible. I mean, it is like the size of a pinhead. We put about 1,800 strands in the top of her head, And we'll
I'll
get
put
you
up
guys
some
some up close pictures
Yeah.
so you cannot see it. I mean, it's like if you had a grain of sand on your scalp, maybe that's the only way you could feel it. And it fills in areas that are just kind of see-through and thin. It's not 100% for everyone, but if you have enough hair to attach it to and have it fill in, it'll fill in almost anybody, but not everybody's a candidate,
Right.
but a lot of people can do it.
Right.
And it is truly the way I came about it is that I was doing all these hair extensions for all these people for years, and they would go, I love my hair, looks amazing, but like right here, I'm starting to get a little see-through. And so we tried everything. I did like these hair extensions that I'd cut them and make them tiny. We put tabs and we put all these crazy things. And this is like, I'm talking like already like 20, 30 years ago. I was trying everything, and we would do toppers, and then I started attaching them to the top of the head, and everything was cool, and people were excited because we did something, but I was like not satisfied.
Right.
I'm like, I can see that, and if their hair gets dirty even for one day, like remember the Britney thing where a lot of these celebrities will just let their hair
beads hanging out.
Oh my God, that would kill me.
Yeah.
And so it was like I was on this quest to find something. It was like there has to be something that will help and not be detectable. And the smallest things I could find were kind of those micro. Back in the day, it was like I was one of the first people that did Euro locks, which became hair locks, which were now everybody knows as like the beads or the metals or whatever. And so
I did those. You did those on me originally.
Yeah, and they came out with these microscopic little beads it was kind of cool. And those were better. Like we were getting better and better, but still, I just felt like I feel like it's like when I would see people away from me, and I would see them in their life, I would be like, girl, I could see your extensions. Like, you need to cover that up. And you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, that's my work out there, man. And so I was like, and I'm a perfectionist. So I was on this quest. I wanted something perfect. And I just have to say, hair loss, hair, I'd say restoration kind of stuff. It's not perfect, but I've got the closest to perfect solutions that I've been able to find. And I think part of it is that I was mad about it. I was insane. I just checked everywhere. I was digging around, and we didn't even have like what we have now. I couldn't just pop online and find some cool person talking about some cool thing. It was like I had to dig through weird websites that, I mean, what started it. And just having this real passion for people and wanting to solve their problem. Because, man, if someone has a problem, I want to fix it.
Right.
And I'm not going to fix it in a half-ass way. Really. You know what I mean? I'm going to find the right thing. And so that was this quest, and I found something, and it was working. And then there would be issues, right? Slipping, or like with all things hair restoration, I have found, and hair extensions. You have to, as you do them for a while, you start finding out the things that are difficult. So, hair extensions got a bad rap, but it was because, and this is through my own learning, was that things were too heavy. We were letting them grow out too far, so the weight balance was off. There's all of these things. I would go to companies. I don't blame a lot of hairstylists out there that don't understand or realize what is to come in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. I've had clients that long, and I had longevity with my clients. So I would see these things and I'd be like, that is not acceptable.
Yeah.
That company told me that they are safe. And oh my gosh, that person's hair, is starting to get thin or whatever.
Right.
And of course, I'm so passionate about healthy, beautiful hair. That's always been my thing. I want your hair to look real. I would tell people, you can have long hair, but it better be long and beautiful, not long and crappy. And so I really have an obsession with healthy looking hair. So I think that it's propelled me to find solutions that are safe.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to have, and the longer I've been in this industry, the more I understand that you have to not only have healthy looking hair, but part of like, I wasn't just going to stop at like a solution, like an instant gratification. I was like determined to find out why the heck it's happening.
Exactly.
And how then I wanted to fix it.
Right.
Not just throw something in there. So yeah, I've gone
That's
down.
why I think like your situation, it's perfect because I do, and we always talk business.
Always.
When I'm in her chair, we always talk business.
Woman is
We're
like
business ladies.
Incredible.
So I always will say, because I know I get in the consumer's head, and me as a consumer, I'm like, Sheleen, but you know what it is? It's because people don't have that instant gratification. if you could do both simultaneously, which you're doing here, which is amazing. And that's why I went ahead and did this process. So it's actually, you guys, basically the way I want to describe it is it's individual extensions. It's like she did strand extensions.
Strand by strand.
Strand
like
by
this is
strand.
like a strand of hair. You can't even see
Yeah,
it.
so a strand of hair, and you get to pick,
we have like every color on the face of the earth that we can do. And it's not a human hair. Actually, it's a hybrid nylon fiber. And they did that because they created a cuticle in it. So when I actually tie it, so I have a little tool and I slide a hair through the tool. I slide the link off that has the 4 or 6 strands, and I tie it and it locks. And they've done that. It's very brilliant. So when you tie the hair, so when they've created these hairs out of this nylon fiber, they created a cuticle on it so that when you did do it, it would lock. So if I tied a piece of human hair around another human hair, it would probably break it off.
Right.
And we have a cuticle, but it's different. The way that they designed this was that it would lock and it would stay in place, which I thought was like, what?
That's crazy.
Insane.
Because you guys, you can brush it.
Oh yeah. With a comb, with a fine tooth comb.
Like I literally feel like I just grew hair.
Yeah.
It's like a mind F.
Yeah.
Like literal mind F.
Time.
Like, you know what it looks like? If you guys have that face app where you can make your hair look thicker.
Yes.
The face app. That's what it looks like I did.
Yeah. It's
insane. Like, it's insane. And I don't feel anything. It doesn't feel any different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like heavy or...
Yeah, not even like extensions, because you get used to extensions, but they're definitely something more.
I feel it for a couple of days.
Changed. That's what I love about them, is that nothing about your life, about your routine, about anything has to change.
Right.
You just have them, they're there, and you can do everything you would normally do. So I think that is another like amazing thing about them, is that it doesn't change your lifestyle. Toppers, wigs, custom pieces that we do. There's a lot of things, even extensions. They do require more maintenance, where these literally, there is a product that I like you to use, right? The strengthening shampoo, because I want the strands to stay very strong.
Do you have that here?
Yeah. But the fact that, so this, the company that I use, they came out with a product that literally strengthens the hair. So I've had 2 or 3 people literally in years. I've been doing this for about 12 years, maybe even longer. I was one of the first people in the entire West Coast that does them. And I actually had the whole territory. It was cool. For many years, I was the only person that could do them. But they talk about product. People talk about product and that's, oh, is it really like that good if it's professional? And so I had 2 people. One was my dad, and I still to this day, my dad's hair is so hard. But my dad and one other person that I couldn't tie them on. The hair would just kind of come off. It wouldn't necessarily break, because it doesn't break when I tie it. It literally locks on itself and it hugs to the hair. It's like stuck to the hair. But their hair would just like like plunk out of the follicle. I never really saw it break, but it just wasn't strong enough. And so, they really touted that their products were important because they would cleanse the scalp first of all. And then strengthen. And I saw it literally, it took a week on one person and it took 2 weeks on another person, and I could not tie these on. It was just not working.
And then you could?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yep. So that's when I did this.
So because you just did my hair. So if you were going through it, you'd be like, girl, I can't, it's not.
Yeah. And that's why I would do the initial, I'll do one in different areas.
To just test it out.
And the funny thing is that it works so well that when they're not using their product, I can tell, and I will be like, you're not doing your product. And they're like, yes, I am. I'm like, I know, but I know you're not. Like, don't feel bad. I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying that I can tell, because I'm having, and so when you've been doing it as long as I have, you can tell when a client is not being compliant.
It's that in my world as well. So I totally get that.
I know. So it would happen in these circular patterns, and they would just get weak in an area, and then they'd be like, okay, maybe I'm not doing it like every time, or
then the truth comes out.
And I just tell them, like, it's not, I promise you, I'm not trying to like sell you this product, because there's so many good things on the market, but this specific thing strengthens the hair. And now I have 2 different ones that I can use, and one I feel like strengthens the hair, another one helps more. This one strengthens and cleanses your scalp properly. The other that I do, I had to start finding all of these like things that strengthen the hair and all of that. So it's important to use the things that strengthen your hair, but it doesn't damage anybody's hair or make their hair fall out, which blows my mind. This
product doesn't cost. So my hair, I'm on a journey trying to grow, maintain the health of my hair. My scalp health is very important to me. So this product does not impair that.
No, you can do. That's the crazy thing is that it's on every strand. So if I put it on 2 strands and those 2 strands grew out from the scalp, it would be stuck together like this. So if you brushed it, you'd have a loop and you'd rip them out.
Right.
So they're on one of your strands.
That's crazy,
isn't it? It's amazing.
And so let's talk about maintenance.
Yeah.
So it's going to. This is the cool thing because it just kind of like, say if I just never come back, like okay, I'm flying back home. I don't even live near here. I want thick hair for a while.
Yep. Or there's a wedding or a special event.
Yeah, right. But what happens to them?
Yeah, they just grow out and they just blend into your hair. And I have people that have them like way down here. It's wild. You can't believe that it's there, but you can, if you run your fingernail along, you can find them. And in fact, I've had people that have come in and gotten a full set. Like I can do like 2,400 hairs in. That's usually about 2 sessions. And they'll call me after about like 2-3 weeks and they'll be like, oh my God, they're all gone. And I would be like, oh, okay, I find that hard to believe, but like, okay, come in, let me check it out. And it's because they've grown away from the scalp, so they can't feel the little they've
gotten used to the thickness.
They get used to the thickness. And so I go in there and I'm like, oh my God, they're all there. It's just that, it's invisible.
That good that you can't even tell. That's crazy, but I could see that, and you get used to it. It's kind of like used to it, and so then you think. But what I think is cool is because for me, it's always been a little harder to, like, I love the thick, long hair, but I don't have the density up top just because I'm naturally thin hair, always have. So it's kind of nice because it creates more of a match for me.
Yeah, it does. It ties the two together.
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
does. It's nice. And then it's also nice to know that I have the instant gratification, but I can still work on my journey. It's not like this is a replacement for that. Yeah. This is just something that it makes me feel good, but I know that my scalp health and my hair health is still important. You want to talk about some of the products? I know I'm on the XTC program.
I got into that the more I got into like really looking at the scalp and starting to go like the National Hair Loss conferences and started to really like dive deep. So I had found a product line that also would promote growth and started to have Janine, start on that, we have a hair vitamin, we have 2 shampoos, very small line, but it's very effective. It's not super easy to get, but we sell out of it literally like I would say every probably 2 weeks because it is so effective. So they started out with like a cleansing, and a scalp sebum dissolver, conditioner, like 6 products, I think it is, vitamins. And these vitamins have been phenomenal. Right. And I have to do something in order to sell it. Like I cannot sell something if it does not freaking blow your mind. Right. So like I am one of the most, I will buy something and I will sell something and I don't care how much it costs or how cheap it is. If it does what it says it does, then I'm sold. Exactly. If it stops doing what it's supposed to do, then I'm like,
that's how I am. I am like that with any products I promote. My following knows this.
I know, and I know it because I've been your friend and I watch your stuff. And I think that's something that I like people to know about me too, because I've been told, you could sell ice cubes to an Eskimo. And I used to get so offended because I was like, maybe I do have a natural sales personality, but if I sell you something, you better believe that I believe in it. And people know that because I get almost overly hyper and too excited to where you're like, shut up and please stop telling me about that thing.
But I get like that about my stuff too. So I know.
Yeah. And so I don't mind like having things that are higher end, and I don't mind selling something that's cheap if it's awesome. And I'll always like let people know, like I've never felt bad about different things like my prices or things like services that I offer. There's things like that because I feel like I will get you the best, I promise. Right. Yeah, and for sure. These are some of the things that I found.
Yeah. I'll link her information down in the description so you can get any of the products. I know that with hair care, with like being on the journey, just like with anything, it requires consistency. Yeah. But I can tell you guys that there have been times where I've been consistent doing the things I need to do, and there have been times I fall off. When I am consistent and do it, I notice a difference. Yeah. It makes a difference. Like my hair, even before I got all my little things going on this past couple of weeks, has been better than it's been. Like after I had COVID in 2021.
COVID has just so many people.
I
it's like
was
a
bald.
epidemic now.
I lost a lot of hair.
Yeah.
You called it
came
shock
in and
loss.
I was like,
right.
oh my God, Jeanine, I'm sorry. I've been trying to be really good about not saying anything. Yeah. I know you're just not in the place right now to do it, but I can't keep my mouth shut. Like, I got to help you. We got to get this under control.
Well, because you know what you told me that
Telogen effluvium.
Do you know what you told me that made me want, that I'm like, shit, I got to do it. You said, if you don't do something, I will not be able to put your extensions in because I can't cover them.
Yes.
I didn't have enough hair.
Yeah, you're right.
Here to cover the beads. And I was like, no extensions.
You can't take my extensions away.
I got to do something then. You can't take my extensions away. You're like, well, we're not there yet, but I'm just saying it could get there. Yeah. And so that's when I started the serum. You gave me a serum. I tried that.
Game changer, you guys. Oh my gosh.
And I took pictures and I'm going to put them up here because I was diligent about taking photos, and I took in the same lighting with my ring light in front, no trickery.
Yeah, I took her photos. I did her photos. And then I told her like 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
Like don't get too excited. This is a long game, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And she
then
did her own pictures, and she sent me pictures after. It was like 3 weeks, dude.
Is this my imagination? Like, because I know that something is happening. But then when I saw that, I'm like, wait, is it my imagination? This looks different. Like this looks better.
Yeah, and a lot of people, like I have people come in that will say, because we have a program, we have a 4-step program now that I've developed that is, we are seeing, I mean, we rarely ever have had anyone that did not get results. I decided to get a clinical laser because I felt like the data was there. They were saying at that point that it had like 95% efficacy, and it worked on 95% of people. Everybody got different results, but it was working. And dermatologists were starting to like pique their interest now. They're starting to like look at it. And one of the companies went through and got it FDA approved. So
you have the laser here.
Green light. Yeah, I have a clinical laser. And then, of course, again, because I'm constantly researching, now I've connected with a company that has a professional grade laser that I can sell through my company, so that people, because I have a lot of clients that come in from out of town. So that was hard because I'm like, I have this insane laser here and I don't know what's online. I don't trust anybody online, but I know this works.
Right.
And so they were coming in like twice a week. It's nuts. People have like flown in, and it just seemed, it's so crazy, but it's something that works. So now I can send you home with like your own, professional laser, and we do the program, and that stimulated the growth. And then when I came across growth factors, then it was, so I used to tell people it would be like 4 months to a year before you'd see results. But I promise you, these are all of my clients and all the pictures of my own people. And then it was like we're actually seeing results in like a few months. Like,
and while she's talking, for you guys who are not on YouTube, I'm going to be putting up some pictures so you can see what she's talking about.
Yeah, I've got tons,
actual
hundreds.
Results. She's got so many. I'm telling you, this is the problem, is she's so busy doing the work that she doesn't like promote
get
herself
online
like
enough.
She should.
Plus, my clients don't want anybody to know that their hair's thinning.
Yes, this is
which
the
I
problem.
understand.
So it's like you have it's a private thing, and so makes it a little more difficult.
I sign NDAs with celebrity people. Like, I'm not allowed to tell.
Right.
And so
and that's what drives me crazy, because
that's why I would pick your brain to death.
People need to know.
I know.
They need to know their solutions, because I think it was my son who recently said, he's like, Mom, you don't understand, like, when your hair is not right, like it can ruin your life.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so like deep for people, and people just don't know. And years ago, there weren't solutions.
So guys would just be like, I'm shaving it. Like
would just be like, oh, there it is. My hair's falling out. I'm going bald.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we're not just talking for women here. Sheleen does things that help men save their hair.
Yeah, save their hair. And if we can get to you soon enough, I mean, that's why I experiment on my dad and my brother, because my dad's in his 70s, late 70s. And generally when someone's hair falls out, if it's been if it's fallen out for 5 years or more, it's very unlikely that you'll get growth. Right. And that's why the serum that we're talking about, the growth factors, once I started doing the growth factors, like I got growth on my dad, and I was like, this is
you showed me pictures of your dad. So if we can share those.
Yeah, I'll totally put those up. And my brother, was like, if you look at his pictures, you're going to be like, oh my God, that's like amazing. So, okay, like when I used to do micropoint before I had the growth serums and all of this, and the laser. So I would get someone on the product and they would strengthen their hair for 2 weeks, and then I would do the micropoint, and that would give them
instant happiness,
instant beauty. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't grow anybody's hair back.
Right.
And then I started with the laser, and then I started with these serums and the products and the vitamins. And then people started to get to back. I would tell people, once I can help you. Yes, I can help you until you need hair replacement, like the surgery.
Right.
And this basically what this is it's like the surgery, but it's not surgery.
Right.
I mean, it gives you that density that a surgery would, because it's so undetectable. So then, and then my client we started backing off on, because we do touch-ups, like you would get your eyelashes extensions touched up, your extensions, your nails. It's like you come in and you get them touched up if you choose to keep them going.
Right.
You could do a one-time deal and then they just grow out and disappear.
And they almost kind of like will get a little thicker every time.
No,
then,
it does,
right?
because like,
because
okay,
you're
so
adding...
I tell people, so you add them and they will shed as your hair sheds. So I generally, if someone's we do a full like consultation, everything. And if someone is like physically shedding, I won't put them in, because I don't want them to lose the product that they just bought. Right. So, but you always lose some, because you're always in constant shedding cycles. Right. So, so every time you come in, so say you got 1,000 strands, and then in a month or 2 months you come back, you'd have still about like 800.
So you're building a little bit.
And then the next time you do them, it gets fuller, but it's never gotten too thick. It's nuts. So what was happening is I was having people come in, they would do like, say, 1,200 strands every 4 to 6 weeks. And then they would come back in, they'd be like, it's kind of looking good.
Because they're simultaneously doing your other things.
Yes, all the things. And so all of a sudden, I'm having all these people backing off on their micro strands.
That's the ultimate goal.
And their hair is getting thicker. And then I've had people, like it's already been several years, but I have people now that get the strands just as a placeholder for their own hair to grow back in.
Right.
And so that's been just wild.
Right.
Because now I don't have to I never say that I can help you until you have to get surgery. And I used to think I was like awesome, because I was telling people that like, I can totally help you now.
Right.
But the next step is surgery, and they would find me. And actually people had done a lot of research by the time they found me. So I really was getting very, very quality clients and people that really knew what they were talking about. Because I want people to do their research when they come to me, because I will do a full consultation. We scope your scalp with
you have your little tool.
Yeah. I have this little scope. This sucker.
That's eye-opening.
This thing is scary. Because you can really see like how incredibly built up your scalp gets. And you can look super clean and fresh, but your scalp will look really built up.
It was interesting because you did that on me. And what was interesting was it really proved true, because you said, you know what, you do have some good follicles here, but they are clogged. And that makes sense as to why after we did that scoping and I did the growth factors and I did the laser therapy helmet thing, that I started to see growth. I started to do the scalp cleansing and doing all those things. It was like it's unclogged some, right off the bat, it must have unclogged some follicles, right?
Yeah.
And the hairs come through.
Seeing all these things, I got into trichology and got, certified as a trichologist, and started to really get into the science of it all, because I have that crazy science brain as well. And so, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we'll post pictures.
Yeah,
but this is like a healthy scalp, and she'll post it so you can see it better. But when you have a healthy scalp, and then you see like your scalp. So this person doesn't have a lot of buildup, but this person has a lot of inflammation. So
you can see it.
Yeah. So we add, and then you can see how many hairs per square centimeter and all that. So when I track a person, I literally track you. Like you're coming to, I am not a doctor. I don't ever claim to be, but I do have a doctor on my staff who, she does the medical side. If somebody has something
which is
else,
even
like
another, she even offers more, she offers
so
it all
things.
here, you guys. So many things.
So
this is truly, what's the hair restoration?
Yeah, AVS Hair Restoration.
AVS Hair Restoration.
I just kind of split it off into its own entity because, honestly, it's been a trajectory. Like I too suffered from thin hair. So for years, my whole life, same. It wouldn't grow along. I always would, I would look at girls with beautiful hair, and I did all this beautiful hair, and I just didn't have great hair. So I would do wigs and toppers and hair pieces and stuff for fun. And I was like, I'm in the hair industry. I can do it. I'm not going to be it used to be a weird thing.
Right.
No,
like it's so nice that it's not. Now wigs are trendy.
Oh yeah.
It's trendy.
Yeah.
It's like, girls,
if you have a wig, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. And I'm so thankful because if we can help ourselves feel better, it changes everything.
Like I said, going back to my 18 years ago, it literally changed my life. And if there was one thing, if I had to budget everything out of my life, everything, I'm talking Botox, eyelash extensions, everything, but I can only keep one thing, it would be to keep my hair extensions. It has
to be the hair. Because when I take off my lashes, I still feel pretty, which with my natural hair is okay. No. I have to like style it and stuff.
I don't. But that's okay. That's me, you guys. It's just me. But because I've become attached to it, just become attached to it. And
it just makes you feel it's yourself. It makes you feel like yourself.
And yes, like these types of things they're not cheap. And if you're getting it cheap, it's not, you'll be bald in 5 years.
And that's the sad thing is that I hope and pray, and hopefully I can advocate, which I've already started to do, is that this stuff needs to be medically, covered by insurance, because it is absolutely, it's for some people. I mean, I have clients, and so many days my clients will come and sit in my chair and just start crying because they're so embarrassed to even take their hat off and show me. And they've just been to doctor after doctor after doctor, and they don't get any help. So that's why I love the instant gratification of these. And I also do the custom, top of the head solutions as well that are more hair. This is for like the microscopic. This is the best thing I've ever found. I mean, to me, it's like
I still think I hope that this goes viral on TikTok, because I am still sitting here right now. I just got mine done and my mind is blown. Like it's literally blown.
And I was even washing the top of her head after I did it, and I was like, I can't even feel them.
I don't feel it. Like my hair it's just crazy. And people need to know about this, but they also need to know that it's wonderful, the instant gratification, but there is solutions that work to get your hair back. I know I've had so many people reach out to me saying, my hair is so thin. I wish I could get extensions. I couldn't even get extensions because my hair is so thin. But there's solutions for you. It might not be these solutions, but if someone has a solution, it will be Sheleen here for sure.
Because the serum, like you can get this on my website as well. The growth factors were what we were saying is the game changer. Yes. Because you can have the instant gratification, but it's very difficult to even do some of these things like extensions if the hair's not strong, right? So, and I found the next level is hair testing. So we do epigenetic hair testing, where we actually take some strands of your hair and we put them in this incredible drive, and it gives you a 30-page report on everything that could be affecting your hair, skin, and nails. Because when our bodies have something going on in them, it will pull from your hair, skin, and nails to fix whatever's 100%. Going on. And so if you have lack in your hair, skin, or nails, it could be an indication that there's something else going on.
I mean, it's the first thing, because it's a non-essential system. Hair, skin, and nails, you can live without it. So your body powers down those systems because they're non-essential. I see this a lot with my clients going through a weight loss journey. Unfortunately, your weight loss journey turns into a hair loss journey.
It does. I've experienced
that. So it's like, gosh, you fix one thing.
You can't win. Now you're skinny and your hair's thin.
I swear, I'm telling you, you're going to get lots of business, because everybody that's losing all their weight with Ozempic, their hair is going to fall out. Rapid weight loss, especially.
It's true.
I mean, just be right on the end of that train.
I think everybody, literally, everybody, I feel like every single human needs to own, like, unless you have a gang load of hair. But most of us, even as we age, there's a lot of things
hormonal
like DHT,
changes.
like diethyltestosterone. It is one of the leading causes of hair loss. But we produce it. So we've got to get it out of the body. We've got to get rid of it. And that's why I brought on the doctor. Right. Because now we have a doctor who can also address medical issues, which obviously I don't do. But now that I'm seeing people's health through this epigenetic hair testing, I mean, this tells everything, like your amino acids, your vitamins, if your having a reaction to metals or something in your environment. Chemicals
like in that,
that are in your
one
food.
Picture you showed on the scope, that person had inflammation.
Yep. I wouldn't have known what that would do. Now I can refer her to our doctor, and she can actually give, anti-inflammatory. She can give medications that block, they're like, in fact, we have a lot of men now that are actually doing the Propecia and the finasteride. There's something that I did not know. And the only way to stop, what you have is called androgenetic alopecia. That just means hereditary hair loss. And there are really only two things that can help that, or basically stop it. And one is medication. And people have they get really scared of this medication because a lot of men think that they're going to lose like some sort of sexual function, something like that. And now I've learned from my friend who's the doctor here that that's so rare. And she's really good at explaining things in a medical way. And that blew my mind. Once I got the doctor, where I was like,
what the problem is people, they read a headline.
Right.
And they believe it as fact for like the next 20 years. Yeah. And they'll be like, well, I heard. They read a headline of some random blog who probably was doing a study for some other company, that, and they didn't actually do the research. A lot of times it's just misinformation. You thought you heard that, and so you just avoid doing that because you're afraid it's going to make your hair fall out or, lower your sex drive or whatever it may be. But that's very common.
And I think too, like I have a lot of my clients find me after they've been to the dermatologist, after they've been to the doctor, after they've done all the things, and they're really like in a bad place. And they're like, it's never going to come back. And like I said before, I'd be like, well, I've got solutions for you. And I really feel like I could find something that would work for you. And that was more adding hair, right? Some sort of adding hair. I customize these things that are in just the coolest things.
Yeah. Even beyond like your hair restoration stuff, with the extensions and everything, you have so many other solutions.
Yeah, so many.
You guys, if you are struggling, if you have whatever
in all
it
the
may
price
be,
ranges,
yes, like no matter what, I feel like you could point them in the right direction. I have a solution.
I know it makes me feel like a crazy person sometimes, but I'm like, I can help you with this and this.
Well, I mean, how many years do you have under your belt?
Like 30, maybe.
I mean, you don't even look like you could have that many years on you, but 30-something years of someone that I know because I'm here every 7 weeks.
Yes, she
for
is.
many, many years.
For many, many years.
And I hear of all the rocks she's looking under every appointment. Like, I found this and I found this and I went here and you never stop. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's kind of like
I can't stop.
Yeah, you keep going.
I am on a quest to
Apple,
fix this thing.
They created a beautiful, amazing iPhone many, many years ago, but they didn't stop. So now we have this, right? They keep going and going. I feel like you just keep going and going and layering onto it. And that's awesome. I mean, you are passionate about that, and it shows for sure. And I know. I mean, I'm the annoying person. I don't always listen, but when I do listen, I'm always like, why didn't I do this sooner? Why didn't I, sometimes I balk at doing the things that I know I need to do because it
takes work.
It takes work. It takes consistency. You have to kind of like commit to it and be ready to do it. But one thing I am confident is that when and if I get ready on whatever the different things that I do, I'm always like, okay, Sheleen, I'm ready. Let's do this or let's do that.
Yeah.
And, that's where I think that you can help anybody. Like I really do. I feel like
feel like I can.
Women are embarrassed. They're embarrassed. They don't talk about it. Women are losing hair when especially my listeners, they're in their menopausal stages and their hair is thinning and they don't talk about it, but they don't know that there's solutions. And so you can help people both. Obviously, if you're local to the area, she's in Morgan Hill, California. You could come in. You could have a consultation. She can go over all of your different options. But you do also have amazing products and options for people who are remote as well.
Absolutely. We do Zoom calls all the time. We can do remote, like the hair testing that we talked about. We do it here. But we can send you a kit and you can do it at home. And then you get a full consultation with our nutritionist who helps you kind of pinpoint all those things. But it's like getting to the bottom of what's going on. And then you can come in and have the instant gratification things. But I definitely believe that I can literally help anyone. I mean, alopecia, trichotillomania, thinning, hereditary hair loss. Like there's all the different things. I have a lot of clients that have suffered with many, many things. And if anything, just to feel normal for some. but we can give them something that.
But there's like something, even for the people that
that can look very real,
right? Because there's even beyond wigs, you guys. Like she does these amazing other stuff. I mean, we could go on.
I know.
And
honestly,
on
that gets kind of scary.
She literally has a solution for everybody. So I'm super excited. I'm so glad you were able to do this with me today. All of her information will be down in the description. I popped up her Instagram here on the screen so you guys can give her a follow. She actually has a couple of pages also on TikTok. But give her a follow, reach out to her if you have any questions or you want to talk to her about your specific situation, schedule a consult. But yeah, I'm excited, you guys. And I'm excited about my hair. I'm so excited. So you're going to see some videos because I'm going to be sporting my new hairline. But thank you guys so much. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.